Hello, Aquarius. I hope you are doing so well, taking such good care of yourselves, and welcome to June and kind of a wild ride of energy going on this month. It is a powerful month. I think it's an uplifting month, it's a clarifying month, but it's also powerful, it's also intense. So make sure you're taking good care of yourselves as we work through this, because we have two eclipses. We have Mercury going retrograde, we have Venus doing the second half of her retrograde, and we have some closing out and some reconciliation going on here. And the way that I like to think about June is it's really like setting the table. Setting the table for life, and doing it in that really ritualistic, beautiful way where we are, as we're setting that table, we're opening our hearts up to what's next. You have some really powerful energy here. First, we have this full moon in Sagittarius that's a partial lunar eclipse, not highly visible, but still energetically there. That's happening in your, I think, a sign that's very playful with you, Sagittarius, 11th house, platonic relationship energy, revolutionizing your friendships and your community, having you check in with that. We have Mercury starting its retrograde on June 18th in Cancer. So there's a lot of energy moving into Cancer this month. And as that energy moves in there, it's going to be asking you to check in with your body, check in with your health, check in with how you're taking care of your body, noticing where you need to shift. And our bodies are highly active ingredients in our lives. They give us so much good feedback. So this is a great time to practice and to trust in your body. We have a new moon in Cancer with a solar eclipse that will be visible in parts of Asia and Africa on June 21st, right after the summer solstice. More of this Cancerian energy hitting you, which has so much to do with trusting your body and healing and listening into you. And when I thought about you all in conjunction with all of this going on, and also Venus finishing up her retrograde in your fellow air sign of Gemini on the 25th, stationing direct on the 25th, closing out a very powerful, very mystical cycle that we've been going through. June is just one giant mystical exercise in trusting ourselves and getting this table set. And as I was thinking about you all, a line from St. Augustine came up, which is love and do as you wish. Now, this is a controversial statement in some ways, right? Because we often hear, well, if everybody just did what they wanted to do, wouldn't they just be screwing people over and being selfish and self-destructive? But the crucial word in that is love and do as you wish. So there is a sense of total freedom when we are coming at life from that place of love and self-trust, right? From there, we do not have to constantly restrict ourselves. Yes, when we're in a place of self-hatred or self-despair, or when we feel we don't deserve something, we do self-sabotage often. We do often make choices that maybe don't feel the best for us or others, right? We've all been there. We've all had our moments with that. Most of us have been 15 at some point. But when we are in that place of love, there are no rules. We don't have to constantly censor ourselves. And I think this is I think these eclipses and the way that they're washing over you is giving you that grace to trust yourself and what it is that you want to welcome in this life, because I can feel, even just as I'm sitting here talking to you. Ooh, two cards wanted to come out. King of Cups and Nine of Swords. Ooh, interesting combo. That there is a desire here for a different way. And to notice, these eclipses are bringing up things that when they aren't in harmony, they feel icky. And that's the best word to describe it, is icky. We can logically justify why we need to keep doing something over and over again. We can logically say, yeah, well, but I have to do it this way because it works and it's fine and it looks good on paper. But if we often don't allow ourselves to let our bodies tell us, it's not working for me so great anymore. 5 of Pentacles. it's not working for me so great anymore, and I want to do something different. This month is deeply embedded in that. Now, it's not just about like getting rid of everything you don't want. The focus here is going to be much more what lights you up when you're in that state of love, and when you feel that you are allowed to explore yourself fully. And the Hermit. Okay, so this is a deeply spiritual seeking set of cards. We're only doing 4 cards this month. There's so much going on energetically. I want to keep the messages really crisp, clear, and distinct. Right? I don't want to be overloading you because we need to just stay focused here with all this other modulation going on. It's very easy to get lost in a fog of messages, and we don't want that. So this is a very spiritually seeking set of cards. This is kind of the starter pack in some ways of like the essential, quintessential things that come when we really sit with ourselves in total solidarity. And from that place, we revolutionize our lives in all the little pivots. Now we are starting off with King of Cups. Maybe you have a water sign in your life that's helping you at this time. Dive deep. That's absolutely possible, but this is also about you activating this King of Cups quality in the way you sit with something. So the King of Cups is not afraid to dive deep or to sit on the waters, and quite literally this is a very watery, modulating month with all these eclipses and all the movement of planets moving back and forth. There's a lot of formlessness. Everything's kind of getting broken apart and put back together this month, but it is getting put back together, so keep that in mind. This is not just about chaos. This is about putting the pieces together in a thoughtful way. But the King of Cups is a deep diving guy. You know, this guy wants to sit and feel, but he has equanimity about this. He knows that this is not what's going to destroy him. He knows that by sitting with something that's a little uncomfortable, by acknowledging something, and by asking ourselves what it is we truly want, he will not be destroyed by asking these questions. In fact, he will be bolstered and empowered. He will have something to offer up. So you are definitely, my Aquarian loves, you are definitely being asked to take a seat at your own table here in the mystical. And the thing that I'm noticing is we've got this 9 of Swords and this 5 of Pentacles. Yeah, these are intense. I won't deny it. These are intense. However, these are deeply personal, internal energies, right? These are rarely about what's going on outside of you. They might start getting reflected outside of you pretty deeply, but a lot of times these are things that we feel inside of ourselves. I think even, when we're doing really well in life, sometimes even more so when we're doing really well in life, these cards come up. Am I really allowed to have this? Am I really allowed to be happy? Maybe I should make this harder for myself. Maybe I don't deserve this. Maybe I should just stay out here in the snow where I know how to survive. Maybe I need to just keep doing this hard thing over here. Maybe that's what I deserve in life. And the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles have us sit with this part of ourselves. This is the inner dictator's monologue. The inner dictator does not like change. The inner dictator does not always want to give us permission to move forward. And the inner dictator is actually our inner child, the scared part of our inner child that wants to hold us and keep us safe by not having us go through more trauma. But of course, this doesn't apply to a lot of our lives as we grow into adulthood. So what is it that you feel like you're not allowed to have? A peaceful partnership? Fulfilling work, a different work location, different environment to work in. Sometimes it's really subtle things too that we think we're not allowed to have. We think, working these hours, even though on paper it's fine for most people, it doesn't work for me. You're allowed to ask yourself and to sit with yourself and acknowledge what it is that you really need. And these cards are gonna, and I think sitting in a Mercury retrograde that has to do with your physical body and how you're taking care of yourself. And sitting in these eclipse energies and sitting in these big shifts going on, these big sloughing off and releasing, unlocking shackles that we put on ourselves. It's an important part of the process to sit in that unknowing, in that uncertainty, and in those points of self-torture. Love and do as you wish, once again, was the message that came up for me, and it's going to get me emotional. Okay, so then we have the Hermit. And this is one of my favorite cards. And of course, a lot of people laugh when they see this one because it's, oh gosh, I'm just supposed to stay at home, which aren't we all just staying home right now? You know, this is definitely a hermit type reflective time we're living in. But the Hermit is an inner guide. You know, this is our inner wise self. In fact, you know, love and do as you wish is very much Hermit energy. You know, he's a wise sage. He's very much Gandalf energy. That spirited part of ourselves is, let's go on this journey and see what's in there. Let's go on this journey and explore what is going on here. And I guarantee that if we keep going and we keep putting our foot down this path, we're going to see really clearly what it is that we need to shift. And that is the agreement here for you this June. Sit still and listen in for what it is you are supposed to do next. Do not be afraid to explore. You have these two as your guides. You have these two as your wingmen, whether within yourself or in those around you, that are helping you navigate where it is that you feel afraid to move, where you feel unallowed to move, where you feel shut off from permission, support, love, anything that may be coming up for you at this time. Don't let those kind of powerful cards discourage you this month at all. Once again, this is a month of setting the table. What table do you want to set for what feast and what integration? You know, what is it that you want to take away with the closeout of Venus retrograde, with this Mercury retrograde helping us reset, with all of these eclipse energies in the final eclipse in Cancer? What is it that you want to take with you? What is it that you want to celebrate next? Because this is really the time to focus on that table you're setting. And that does require that we stop saying, well, I'm not allowed to have that beautiful dinner in my life. I don't know if that metaphor totally works, but we're going to go with it. I also have a solstice blessing for you. I think the solstice, not only this year does the solstice get quickly followed up with this new moon in Cancer and this entire kind of reset energy, so it's already powerful, but the solstice is such a beautiful time to sit with yourself and notice how much you have grown in 6 months and to take the time. So I want to send you a solstice blessing here and toast to you with my water in my goblet. So here is your solstice blessing. May your heart break open and take new shape. May you feel safe and held in your body. May the adventure become crystal clear and bright. May you be surrounded by love. May you let yourself have it. Cheers. I am so excited for June. I think it's going to be such a powerful month. Keep it simple. Keep it crisp. Keep it clear for yourself. Don't be afraid to sit with it. Don't be afraid to set that table either for what good can come in. I want to thank those of you who have joined me on Patreon. You have changed my world. I can't even, by your presence there, by what you share, and also just by supporting me and helping me to keep doing the work that I'm doing in the world. You have helped me so much, and you are going to continue to help me make this something that everybody can turn to regardless of resources at this time. And I want to make things available to everybody, and I'm really excited about what that's going to make possible for me moving forward as far as resources and exciting programs that we can do together. If you haven't joined me on Patreon, I would love to see you over there. We are going to be doing so much deep diving with the finish of Venus retrograde. We're already in the middle of that. all of these eclipses, because we are going to need to be sitting together in circle for that, I think. And just dealing with things like Mercury retrograde and the weekly energies as well. So if you're interested in getting a lot more resources and a beautiful community of other people, I would love to see you over there on Patreon. I'll leave the link below. And of course, you can find PinkLune's gorgeous jewelry on her website. If you have questions or you want to get in contact with me, all of my information is below, and I'm sending you so much love.